Hello everyone here, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 on Alma, Missouri here. Since last episode, finished weeding and fertilizing both of our spinach fields here. I can confirm here, by the way, that you do indeed need to weed the fields after they start to regrow. So what we did there last episode of it, we went and weeded the field before it started. Or yeah, basically right after harvest, right? Right after harvest, we went and weeded. Also, let me turn my volume down here a little bit. I see it's, we seem to be quite high. There we go. Hopefully that's a little better. But yeah, weeded the field there right after harvesting. That did not work. The weeds came right back here the next day. We're in the month of July here, by the way. And speaking of the month of July, let's actually swing past one of these bales here a minute. I don't know if they're quite silage yet, are they? Let's see, verdict is, it is still grass, 76%. So yeah, not quite silage. So we can't quite start picking them up here a little bit later in this in-game day when I probably can. Actually, you know what? If I would have slept all the way till the 8 o'clock it was supposed to, it might have. Again, I don't know why, but whenever I sleep, my game does not want to go to 8 o'clock. Yeah, I have no idea. Not really sure what's going on there, but oh well. Anyway, we're just going to park this away here for the moment. And we are going to start harvesting the oats here this episode. And a reminder again, depending on where we end up here with the episodes this week, Kevin, tentatively planning on this probably being the last week here on this map. Nothing wrong with the map. Really enjoying this map here so far. Actually, probably wouldn't mind playing on it longer, but I think it's been about long enough, everyone. So I think we're going to be looking at a new map. I have nothing picked out yet. Again, thanks to you folks that have thrown some map suggestions out there. Again, if you got any other suggestions, be sure to throw them down below. Let me know. Let's see. Can I get the combine out here without having to move the poop spreader? It looks like I can indeed. Okay. And we are joined by the boss baby as well at the moment. Yes. Again, if my volume changes, that is why she likes to DJ the volume here. I try to watch and make sure she doesn't adjust the levels I'm using, but unfortunately sometimes she gets into them. And then we'll have to get a grain cart and a truck out here as well. Oh, and then we'll have to also remember... Actually, you know what? I think this field number stayed the same, didn't it? Field 1, I think, is still Field 1. Yes, Field 1 is still Field 1. Reminder here again with the update, Evan. Okay, I just had to go check there. Something just came crashing down. What is she up to? Yes. With the update, all the field numbers changed on this map, Evan. So what was, previously Field 5 is no longer 5. It is, well, I don't even know what is actually Field 5 here. Field 5 used to be Field 7. So, yes, that has really made everything interesting, shall we say. Okay, well, let's get the combine fired up here. Lower down, and let's start harvesting. We'll go grab the grain cart in the truck here in a few minutes. There's steering assist going here as well. Oh, one headland, sure. We got a fairly wide grassy strip all the way around this field, so we should be able to make that work. Speaking of this field, by the way, from my understanding from, and apologies, I don't remember who it was in the comments here, but somebody in the comments, I believe, told me that Field 4 and Field 1 are actually all one field in real life. I don't know if do we have like a satellite image of this? It doesn't look like it, I don't think, no. I say if this map actually had like a satellite image with it. Sometimes some of your modded maps, Evan, you'll actually have, the satellite image of the map, the actual real satellite image of the area. And then you kind of tell like, oh yeah, okay, so, mod author took some liberties sometimes, which kind of understandable. You got to make it playable too, right? So yeah, can't really tell with this map because this looks like it's actually an image of the actual map. This is not a satellite image here. It's a satellite image of this map in the game, but not the real life, if that makes sense. I will have to say, but I do rather enjoy the steering assist here when it comes to doing the headlands. Always liked GPS in all the previous versions of the game as well. And at least prior to Farming Simulator 19, GPS mod was always my favorite mod. Back in 19 and 22 of it, I'd still say it probably was. Of course, there it went from the GPS mod to the GS mod. So we went from a GPS mod to a guidance steering mod. Again, I don't know why, but the original GPS mod just, yeah, never made it over to the Farming Simulator 19 and 22, and of course, yeah, not 25 here either. I don't know if guidance steering has made it over here or not. I don't know why you would really probably need the mod, although there could potentially be some benefits. That one, there are some obviously limitations here when it comes to the built-in steering assist, the GPS here in the game. You can configure some stuff, but you are limited to being on the field, and you are limited to whatever configuration that the steering assist will let you do. Which again, you can't really like pick starting and stopping points and offsets and lines like that. It's pretty much where it wants to put the lines. That's where you're going to end up, right? Which, at least personally for myself, I can't say I really complained a lot about. Usually works pretty good. There are maybe a few scenarios where it's like, maybe it'd be nice if we could do this, but for the most part, it doesn't really bother me. The one scenario where I can see it being nice would if we had the ability to make fields. If you're plowing a field, and when I say plowing a field, I'm talking like actually making a field that you got to plow it to make it, right? That's where I can see having steering lines that are not actually part of the field. That would be helpful, right? But yeah, unfortunately, this steering assist that's built into the game, GPS that's built into the game, is limited to being on a field. And I have seen on some of the weirder shaped fields, sometimes you do get a little bit of oddity with the steering. Usually it seems like it works pretty good, though. With that being said, too, I believe Giants has been continuing to tweak it as well. Was it this update or the update before one? They had some other tweaks to the steering assist for like modded maps and stuff. I imagine there's probably some scenarios where the mod author has some really wonky field that just, steering assist maybe wasn't liking, so Giants has continued to make tweaks to it. And we are almost full already, so I should probably go round up a grain cart here a minute. Oh, perfect. Tractor's parked right in front of it. We'll just, we'll take that right there. That'll work. And ideally, I like to pull a grain cart with a narrower tractor anyway. Just keeps us away from the combine, keeps us away from the trailer when unloading. Just all around a good idea. Speaking of which, by the way, that reminds me of one. I was told here a couple of days ago that the Lizard trailer, the hopper bottom, the single hopper bottom trailer, is now out. I should have downloaded that. We could have used that here today, but oh well. I do have one of the in-game trailers that is like just a dump trailer. No hoppers in it. And we're going to have to switch some stuff around here a minute. So combine mode, perfect. Field 1, tractor wait. Field 1, tractor unload. That should be all set there. We can turn you on. And, look at that. The harvester's right over there. I can click on that. Again, I do like the click the switch mod one. Field 1, tractor wait. Perfect. I got to remember these numbers here. One don't necessarily correspond with the fields anymore. Fortunately, field 1 it does, but some of the other fields it does not. Okay, now we need a truck. Got that truck there. No truck in here. And we have this truck here as well, which I could hook up to our hopper bottom. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. Love the stacks on this thing, right? Wow. Okay, and then we're going to set this up here as well. So that will be field 1. Field 1, truck weight. Unload at the actually, you know what? Silo. Or should we just take it straight to our grain mill? That might be the better choice here. Let's see. Is this which one's the grain mill? Is it that one? Yes, grain mill. I think that might actually be the better choice. I mean, I might as well just, take it straight there, right? No sense putting it in the silo just to transfer it from the silo back. And then we can always get a second truck running too, because obviously we're going a lot further distance there. That is the maybe one benefit of running to our silo system, everyone. A lot shorter, so the truck will be back really quick. But let's see how this goes here. Not the propane. Productions. Grain mill unload. I think that's the right one. Shouldn't have to set that. I don't think we can, I guess, but I don't believe we actually have to. No. Turned on there for a second and turned off. Make sure he makes this turn here a minute. Then we'll hop back over to the combine here. Okay, I think he's good. Speaking of being good here, I should probably check the rest of our fields here, make sure everything else is looking good here as well. Speaking of fields, we do have these other fields yet too. I'm not sure. The thing is, if I sell them at one, then I got to remove the money, which I'll probably do, but... Although, again, if we're going to wrap up at the end of this week, Evan, I might as well just leave them there. I don't think they're hurting anything. Got a funny ready spot in field 3 there. I'm not sure what that's about. Looks like this is all looking pretty good. What I do want to check is weeds. And yeah, of course, these fields need to be plowed. Not much we can do about that, unfortunately, Evan. That is kind of one of the problems here when harvesting spinach. After you're done harvesting, the field needs to be plowed. But obviously you can harvest it again, so I don't think I need to explain that. You don't want to plow it. Okay, back to the combine, which has shut off on us. Lovely. I think that's what always messes with me, everyone. Sometimes it shuts off, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it shut off. And then there's the times where it doesn't, and I get in, and I'm just like automatically go to turn it on because I know it shuts off. Like, well, wait a minute, this time it didn't shut off. I'd still like to get my hands on the person over at Giants who thought that was a good idea. Again, as a reminder, everyone, in the settings, you have the option for manual ignition, right? However, even though you toggle that setting to on, so you have to manually turn the vehicle on and off, everyone, Giants, in their infinite wisdom, still automatically turns it off for you. Don't even get me started on it, everyone. Don't even get me started. I guess we kind of did get started, didn't we? Oh, well. We won't continue that discussion any further, because, yeah. I was just going to say, where's the grain cart at? We are pretty much full here. I got the pipe out. Looks like he just started moving. I'm not sure what took him so long there, but probably... Oh, is he going to have to drive all the way around? Oh, my goodness. That... Please wait. I think he's driving all the way around. Okay, well, we'll be back once he's actually over here then, everyone. Okay, we are back here, everyone, and yeah, he's doing such a great job. Did you try that again there, bud? There we go. That looks a little better. I don't know why he did not line up correctly the first time. Common problem with auto drive for some reason, everyone. It likes to do that, unfortunately. This does bring up a good question that I do get asked every so often, everyone. And that is, with the amount of problems I have, or I think probably anybody for that matter, right? That anybody has with auto drive and course play, and let's face it, they tend to cause a lot of problems sometimes. Sometimes they're my fault where I don't have everything set properly, right? I don't have the correct location or, something like that, right? But assuming I do have everything correct, auto drive course play do still cause quite a few problems. I did a lot of just ridiculous derps that are like, really? Why in the world does it do this? You cannot, prime example, you cannot reach field. What do you mean you can't? I don't know. Put it back on the field, then you'll be fine. Something about being off the field there. I don't know why it does that. I can't say I've had that problem on other maps before, so something with this map here in particular seems to be causing that. But anyway, as I was saying, one of the questions I get asked every so often, why even use those mods? Everyone, which, to be honest, I do ask myself that question sometimes too. Like, why do I even bother? I could probably quicker unload the combine myself sometimes. However, there are times where it's like, it is nice, because I can run the combine, and as long as I remember to put the pipe out, that's the other part of the equation there, but as long as I remember to put the pipe out, auto drive comes and loads me. I can put a hired worker on the combine, everyone. I cannot put a regular hired worker on the grain cart, unfortunately, so we kind of have to rely on mods if you want a hired worker to run the grain cart for you. And when it comes to an operation like this, you almost need like 3 hired workers, right? Or three people, or 3 workers, whatever you want to put it as, myself being one of them. I'm running the combine. You almost need somebody running the truck, and you need somebody running the grain cart for an efficient operation. Now, I'm not going to say auto drive or course play makes it necessarily the most efficient of operations, but I think it's at least better, isn't it? I should just like do that sometime. I'm just like time it. Harvest the entire field by myself, see how long it takes. Like, I'll run the truck, I'll run the grain cart, I'll run the combine. And in fact, in a scenario like that, like if I am going to do the entire work on the field myself, I probably would just go with the combine and a truck. And that's what you'll see a lot of farmers do in real life too. You know, if you got a farmer that is just like, he's the only person working out in the field harvesting, you will see a truck or maybe a tractor and some grain carts, or not grain carts, gravity wagons, or just wagons. You'll see a farmer, like I said, either a truck or some gravity wagons out in the field, and then the farmer's running the combine. When the combine gets full, he drives the combine over to the truck or the gravity wagons, unloads, and then goes back to where he left off at harvesting. And of course, once the wagons or the truck are full, he'll take the truck wagons, go unload them. Obviously, you can probably tell, but not the most efficient ways of doing it there. But if you're only one person, that's how it's done. Yeah, if you want to have a little bit more efficient operation, let's say you're probably running 2 people of them, then what you might do, if you have a grain cart available to you, you'll probably have one of the persons running the grain cart and the truck. So, once the truck's full, or again, wagons are full, whatever you're running, then that person that's running the gravity wagon, or the grain carts, there we go, get all my names right here, everyone. Whoever's running the grain cart will go unload the truck or wagons, and then they'll come back and they'll start running the grain cart again. And hopefully, in theory, too, wherever that person's unloading, maybe they can be quick enough that they can get back to the grain cart before the grain cart fills back up. And then if the combine needs to unload, the combine will go unload in the grain cart. Ideally, you have your grain cart as empty as possible when you do that. So that way you have a bit of a capacity on the field yet. And just a reminder here, by the way, if you haven't clicked that subscribe button, don't forget to do so. Always very much appreciated. As always, if you like the video, don't forget to click that thumbs up icon as well. And a reminder here, too, by the way, if you'd like to join us on our multiplayer servers, you can find our multiplayer server information down below in the description there. Again, anyone is welcome to join as long as you can play nicely and follow those rules. Also, I mentioned here too, if folks noticed the volume changed from this part here from the previous part before we got the combine emptied there. I did go check my volume settings. I'm like, why? It seems like awful loud here. And yeah, sure enough, the boss baby did a little DJing, and I didn't catch the fact that she had maxed out one of the volumes there. The output volume was maxed out, and I did not realize that. I'm like, whoa, let's turn that back down. So hopefully that's a little bit better there. For those of you wondering what I use for a mixing board, I've got a Behringer X32 Compact. Overkill? Significantly. But boy, is it nice. It does a lot of nice things, that one. You can pretty much route that audio wherever, however you want. The only problem with it is the boss baby also loves playing with it. And sometimes if she pushes the wrong button and I don't see what button she pushes, the next thing you know, the audio is not going where it's supposed to, or the level is not where it's supposed to be, and oh boy. But yeah, she absolutely loves playing with it. Like, oh my goodness, she loves playing with it. So obviously, for those of you ever are familiar with a mixing board like that, yeah, the buttons light up, the sliders slide. It's quite the child's play toy, apparently. She is down for a nap here, by the way, so she is no longer joining us here right at the moment. Just for a few moments there at the beginning, she was joining us. But yeah, she was getting tired, so it was nap time for her. Again, as I've said before, Evan, she is not joining us regularly as much anymore. Again, her nap time's kind of shifted to be right about the time I typically record, so does make the recording a little bit more peaceful, I guess, right there. There's that benefit. Oh, you know what? And speaking of my mistake here, everyone, got to put that pipe out. I don't think the grain cart's too far away. He's right over there, so we're going to make it to the end. Yes, we are. Nice. Then we can turn around here. I like that. Oh, that is as far as we're going to make it. Okay. Wait for the grain cart to get over here a minute. Shouldn't take them too long here. And again, that was my bad on my part. That was the part I was talking about. I always forget to put the pipe out, right? If I had gotten the pipe out just a little bit quicker, hopefully the grain cart would have actually been up here. Interesting turn right there. Not entirely sure what auto drive is doing there. Seems like, I would have just come around, swung around behind the combine, pulled up, but oh boy, this doesn't look good. Ah, yes, remember that dirt factory I was talking about, that one? Not entirely sure what auto drive is trying to do here. I have no idea, one. My other favorite thing auto drive always likes to do too, when it's done unloading the combine, it likes to then pull in front of the combine, pull into the row you're harvesting, and park there. Love it. Not really. Come on, bud. This is why I say, I should really time this one of these times, right, Owen? Like, okay, I did not get the pipe out quick enough. I will admit to that, Owen. But I mean, let's face it here. If auto drive would have pulled up right the first time, how long did we have to wait here for auto drive to finally and unless I would have moved, everyone, he never would have unloaded because he was parked in front of the combine. And by the way, in a scenario like that, everyone, do you move the combine or do you get out and move auto drive? Because here's the problem. As soon as you get out of the combine, then the call to unload the combine is canceled. Then auto drive will no longer unload you until you get back in the combine. So if you get out to move auto drive, it's like, oh my. Okay, back in business. We're running a John Deere S7 900 combine here, by the way. Failed to mention that earlier for those of you wondering what we're running. This is not an X9. It kind of looks very similar. If I was to look at it from this side of one, oh, yeah, that's probably an X9. Got a very similar body shape here from the back, I would say. I think let me go look here. I think the back end is a little bit different, isn't it? If we go look at the back end of the John Deere, So John Deere S7, there's the S7 versus the X9. I think it's a little more blocky on the X9, isn't it? Maybe not. I mean, that's very similar, I would say. Okay, yeah, it does look a little bit different up in this part from the looks of it. Looks like it's got a couple little extra contours up in this area. But other than that, actually, only on this side, too, from the looks of it here. This side looks like it's probably pretty much identical. Yeah, just like an extra contour, like punched in that part, whereas this one's like pulled out, I guess. Anyway. I think we're off the line here at this point, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, and then we have to go all the way down to the other end of the field here. Probably should watch, too. I don't think the line we're on... Actually, you know what? No, we don't really have to. This line actually starts... I think it actually... There's a little bit over there, if I remember correctly, but we'll get that when we get down there. No sense driving all the way down there just to a little thin sliver. Anyway, let's head over to the comment section in a moment, see what you folks had to say here for last episode. Starting off with Frank. Frank was saying when baling, set the baler width the same as the mower and use auto steer instead of horseplay. AI should be on the same lines as the mower and maybe set cruise control at the working speed instead of the top speed of the tractor. I mean, I guess you could change the top speed. I don't know that it really matters. I mean, top speed, working speed, it's only going to let you go as fast as the working speed. At least it should, anyway. Should only let you go as fast as the working speed. And then, yeah, that's an excellent pro tip there when it comes to doing the baling of it. And that's what we did here the last couple episodes. We had a hired worker on the mower, a regular hired worker. And then when it came time to bale of one, I just had the baler. I set the same width as the mower on the baler there. Now, you can't hire the worker on the baler, by the way. It will not let you hire a worker on it. You have to run that yourself. But as long as you have the lines set the same, you know, the lines right up, like you seen last episode of it. Although it did seem like they were off a little bit. I don't know why that was. It seemed like they were shifted over ever so slightly. I don't know, maybe I should have checked, make sure there was like an offset in there somewhere. That was weird. There shouldn't have been, but you never know sometimes with that auto detects like, hey, offset it this way a little bit. I think the spinach harvester is that way, if I remember correctly. I think there's an offset on that one, isn't there? Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that one, but I like to say the spinach harvester has like a little weird offset in it for some reason. Anyway, on that note with that one, I think with that, we're going to wrap it up here for this episode. You folks have any comments and or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, Evan, thanks for watching. Till next time. Oh, and notice I forgot, or I did not forget to put the pipe out this time.